past 10 years. So 2015 to 2025, we're going down the list. We're starting at number 10, going all the way down to number 1, why they made this list. And here's what's fun is you can type your thoughts in the chat. This is definitely a group effort here. We would love to hear your thoughts. And age range, we kind of go all over the place. We're from, let's say, mid 30s to 50s. I will say I'm not the best with guessing age, but I think it's like higher 50s. So we're all over the place in the best way.
We've gotten some pretty good comments already from people eager to kind of hear this conversation. And I guess one thing I want to point out right at the top here is that this is just the last 10 years. So if you're kind of going back in your catalog and looking for some of those country music greats, you may not find them on this list. We're really kind of zooming in on 2015 to mid 2025. George Strait, great artist, but he retired kind of officially in 2013 and hasn't done a lot. So he made our list of the 25 most important in the last 25 years, but not the 10 in the last 10 years.
And even too, I think we can knock Alan Jackson off that list as well. So artists like that won't be here today. They're on a different list.
100%. And then, by the way, this also sort of corresponds with the editorial list we have here on Taste of Country. And you can see that if you go to tasteofcountry.com. Oh, look, there it is right here. The 10 most important artists. I guess I kind of teased 3 of them right there, but this is what the editorial looks like if you just want to do a reading version of it. But we'll zoom in and really kind of break down all 10, but also I think take your conversations and your comments.
Let's start with number 10.
Number 10. Where do you begin on a list like this? And I had so full disclosure, I used our list of the 25 most important artists of the last 25 years to sort of start this list. And this guy ended up making both lists.
Number 10.
First time I met Alabama Hannah, I was skinny as a rail.
Eric Church.
Thoughts? Feelings?
I'm kind of surprised. Oh, we got not yet. Oh, this is the music that's supposed to be there. Never mind. I'm just dancing over here. I'm kind of surprised he was number 10, Billy. Like, I think I would have put him more like 6, 5. Why is he 10?
I think he's 10 because I think his commercial peak, arguably, in some ways, was before 2015. That's when the Chief record came out, the Outsiders record. Now, since 2015, he's arguably the most influential artist you're going to see on this list. In fact, 2 other artists that we're going to talk about here would list him as like a top 3 influence. That matters a lot.
Yeah.
He also has a huge tour called the Holding My Own Tour, which is kind of iconic. He went out there with no opening act and performed 2 sets. And then he did it again 2 years later. I think he kind of really built what that touring structure looks like. And if I'm not mistaken, he would do like back-to-back shows in each city and sell them both out. So like for a few years, though, he was the live artist in country music. I just don't think he had a long enough stretch of that period.
And I will say, too, some of these other artists that we're going to talk about, they have had a little bit more pivotal role when it comes to, like, I hate that so much is moving to social media, but that is kind of the name of the game a little bit. And I do feel like Eric kind of has just gotten to remain Eric and hasn't had to branch out as much into different avenues to keep that trajectory.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about Eric Church, too. This is fascinating to me, is he almost resists it. Like Morgan Wallen is putting out 37 track albums, right? And that just blasts streaming. No matter what happens, he's going to be the number 1 streaming album, the number 1 album in the country music. Eric's last album, Evangeline vs. the Machine, 8 songs. Like, he does not care. He doesn't give an F if he has the number 1 album in country music, because 8 songs isn't going to get it done. They're good songs. He might win the Grammy, but he's not gonna top anybody who's really invested in streaming.
I first want to say a quick hey to everyone who's tuning into the live, Jackie and Kevin, who specifically said hey. So glad y'all are here. Billy, should we go on to number 9?
I think number 9 is going to surprise you.
Oh.
Number 9.
To you, I'm just a man. To me, you're all I am. Where the hell am I supposed to go?
Number 9, Zach Bryan.
Controversial pick, I think, maybe for number 9. And I may be overreaching a little bit on his impact and influence in the modern day. Now, Addison, I see you making that face. And I know what that face means. But take away the personal. Take away his character and, like, what he's done the last few years. And just focus on, like, what he's done for country music.
Heard. But in addition to that, I do feel like as Zach Bryan isn't, like, if we're fully encompassing these artists, he hasn't really, like, he's not the guy who's going out interacting with fans. He has had viral moments on social media. I think that's really somewhere, something in the orange is what really just had him blow up, specifically on TikTok. And I mean, people still use his music today, but he's not, do you really see him in the Country Music Hall of Fame one day?
No, absolutely not. And I think that kind of almost builds to my point. Like, he's created this thing without bowing down to the establishment. And he's really kind of cleared a path for other artists to do the same. He's not going to play by the CMA's rules. He's not going to play by the Grand Ole Opry's rules. He's not going to show up at award shows. Hell, he won't even do an interview with, like, some of the more country outlets. But he's still selling out all these arenas and amphitheaters. He was the number 1 streaming artist, I think, of 2024 or 2023. I forget which one, in country music. So that's more than Morgan Wallen. And he was, again, the it artist for at least a year or so.
Yeah.
All right. I see your hesitancy. I'm just saying, give it 5 years and see what, like, how many people come after him down that road who are, like, also blazing their own trail, not giving 2 cares to what the establishment wants them to do, but finding success. Like, this is the way you make it as, like, a social media star, I think.
Do you feel like he's the modern day Hank Williams Jr.? Like, are we going to go that far to say that? He's an outlaw.
I never really thought of that comparison. I'd have to noodle on that before calling Zach Bryan a Hank Jr. comparison, but
you noodle.
One day maybe.
I want to ask those in the chat. Do you think he should stay? One, do we think that he's worthy of this list? 2, do we like him at number 9, or where would you place him?
I see Kyla Kush says, holy, if he's number 9, who's number 1? So she thinks he's too low.
Wow, okay.
All right, fair enough. I see ya.
Let's take on number 8, Billy.
Number 8.
We should be drinking alone together.
Number 8, Miss Queen Carrie Underwood. Now this one, I get. I am actually kind of surprised, Billy, that she's number 8. I'd actually place her like maybe like 6. I don't think she makes it in the top 5.
You're parsing at that. I mean, they can't all be top 5, Addison. 2 of my top 3. And you know who's to come.
Yeah, I know. Multiple awards. Granted, she's only taken home 1 Entertainer of the Year, right? And she shared it with Thomas Rhett. Is that 2020?
That's right. Yep.
But she's had a Las Vegas residency, multiple number 1 hits.
This is why she hasn't really had that many number 1 hits since 2015. Like, yeah, her commercial appeal radio appeal has sort of flatlined. She's had some top 10s, maybe a top 5, I think 1 or 2 number 1s. She's had hits in other ways, like the Ludacris song "We Are the Champions" was a hit in some other ways. But the music hasn't been as strong as it was the first decade of her career.
Agree.
But to your point, you can't ignore what she's brought to the live music space. Like, her concerts are just visual explosions. The Storyteller tour, the Cry Pretty tour were unlike anything I've ever seen. That residency, wow, like, that is the new high bar for residencies as far as I'm concerned. I do think she's one of the most, if not the most influential female of this last 10 years. But I think now she's probably moving to that point of her career where, like, she's not reliant or even serving songs up for radio. She's got sort of bigger fish to fry. And I think when you do that, you kind of lose your impact on, like, the next generation.
I would agree with that because her Las Vegas residency is done. I don't know if she's putting out new music anytime soon. I know she just did American Idol, but I'm curious if she's going to start moving more into the role of like hosting or just different stuff that it's you stand on your name, but you're not using your name for music anymore. I could be wrong.
You think she returns to American Idol?
I think so. I think people really liked Lionel Richie, Carrie Underwood, and Luke Bryan together.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I would be stunned if Carrie Underwood isn't back.
I liked her. I liked her more than Katy Perry. I'm so sorry. I did.
This next one might be my most controversial pick.
Number 7.
Ready?
Yes.
Number 7.
Somebody save me.
Number 7, Jelly Roll. Is he the new face of country?
This is the big question, right? I try hard not to get our hell ahead of ourselves with Jelly Roll. Like, he's had several very, very good years. He hasn't won the top awards yet.
Right.
The albums haven't been necessarily praised top to bottom, but he's had some great, strong singles that have inspired people, changed lives, and arguably saved lives. I guess my point is with Jelly Roll is like, before Jelly Roll, no one looked like that in country music.
Totally.
And now, I don't know necessarily if like I'm making a case for every new country artist in the next 20 years to have face tattoos and stuff, but like it opens up what a country artist can look like. And I think that is so important to the genre right now. That's why I put him on this important list. You know, where you want to rank him, I guess, is anybody's. Maybe I ranked him too high or too low, but I think he deserves to have a spot on this list.
I do think kind of to that point of like what he's bringing to country music in the sense of, you know, it's opening up a completely different door of other artists who might feel similar of like the way they look or their past. And I do think that's been really niche and unique for Jelly Roll to be like, I have a very colorful past. And not only am I not ashamed about it, I'm here to talk about it. And here's how my music can help. It's a very unique lane that not many, I don't know if we do have another artist that like they sing about it and it's something they've lived.
That's
that
right.
Degree.
You know, you almost had to hide your sins a little bit if you're new into country music.
Yeah.
And he has been so open-minded that like if someone has a little bit of a record, it's not fatal for him, I think, at this point.
I think we do have to remember though too, he is still pretty, like I think that's what, like yes, he's been nominated for so many awards the past 2 years, but he's still, in my eyes, he's not been in this 10-year town yet for country music specifically. He's obviously been broader in the music industry for a minute, but country music, he's still pretty fresh.
Yeah, pandemic 2021 was probably when he broke, so we're 5 years in, getting there. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you're not too mad about that one. And I'm looking at the chat, and people don't seem to mind that either. So we're all on the same page with terms of number 7, Jelly Roll. This one, we'll see.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Ask me how I know.
Number 6, Garth Brooks. He is still, well, he's not technically still touring. He did the past year, 2024.
I think you have to look at those final stats when it comes to Garth Brooks.
Okay.
And I'm going to run this card again, and that's where you really get a feel for why he made this list. Remember, this is the full 10 years.
Okay.
And I'll pause it when we get to the key part here. He won 4 Entertainer of the Year awards total, maybe even more at the start of this, what we're calling a decade, to the point where he had to tell the CMAs, literally, stop giving me the dang thing. I'm not going to accept it any longer because we wouldn't give it to anybody else. He owned like the first 5 years of this period that we're talking about. He made stadium tours popular. I don't know if we have as many artists doing. He wasn't the first to do a stadium tour. I know Kenny Chesney did it first, but he certainly popularized it now that if you're not playing Nissan Stadium, like who even are you at this point, right? And all those certified albums I mentioned there, I think are probably, those are mostly old albums. So I guess I'm not sure how much we want to consider those in all of this. But in terms of like the start of this decade and recognizing the first 5 years and not just having a recency bias, I think you have to include Garth on this list.
I'm not necessarily mad about that one. I hear you.
Okay.
I think I question more Zach Bryan than I do Garth Brooks.
All right, so I want to ask the chatters here, and we got a pretty good conversation of people kind of weighing in. I'm seeing some various names. Someone said Chris Young should make this list. One person arguing Zach Bryant should have been higher than we had him at number 9. Like, how we doing? We got 5 down, right? And to recap, Eric Church 10, Zach Bryant 9, 8 was Carrie Underwood, 7 Jelly Roll, and 6 Garth Brooks. Are any of those offensively? Should they not be on this list at all? Should any of them be in the top 5? I guess that's kind of the question to consider as we sort of move forward.
I think we wait to ask that last question once we see the full list.
Okay.
Just my hot take, because we might see the next 5 and be like, wait, yeah, they actually kind of do belong where they belong.
Where's Laney is a question we've just gotten.
Buckle up.
Stand by. We're not done yet. We still got 5 to go. I promise.
Okay, let's go to number 5.
Number 5.
Is how your memory drowns whiskey.
Oh, to be honest, number 5, Jason Aldean. I thought that was going to be number 5, Miranda Lambert. You threw me there. Okay.
Bit of a trick. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Miranda, I'm like, yeah, girl. I mean, both of them. Okay, this one doesn't surprise me. Similar to Garth Brooks, I see them as this. Like, I get they can waffle between 5 and 6.
That's it. I have him as very similar to Garth Brooks. Doesn't have the stadium tours, I don't think, but has a ton of ACM Entertainer of the Year awards right at the start of this period. And frankly, his music over the last 10 years has been more reliable than Garth Brooks's was. So that's what gives him the edge. The music hasn't been there for Garth. Jason has had some hit songs, and he's still honestly a viable artist in a lot of ways, and I think he probably will be for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
He's easy to overlook, I think, when it comes to conversations like this, and I don't know why that is.
Do you think it's because people either love him or hate him? Like, he's so polarizing? Well, I don't know. That wouldn't...
Yeah, I think that could be it. And I'll give him credit for this. Like, whether or not you agree with what his sort of social politics are, like, he is really the first person to sort of get up on a platform and speak his mind in some sort of ways. And if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
That's not what this live is.
No, it's not. But, like, he got up there and he speaks his mind, and I think people should be able to express their First Amendment right without getting sort of
canceled. Yeah.
No, I don't know if the next artist that steps up is going to get canceled or not, but maybe a little less likely to get canceled now that Jason Aldean did his thing.
That one feels rightfully placed.
Okay, so we got Jason at number 5. Oh, we got 4 left here.
All right.
Ready?
You betcha.
Number 4.
I got a heart like a truck. It's been drugged through the mud.
Runs on. Number 4, Miss Lainey Wilson. Okay, Billy. I actually kind of have a hot take here. I don't know if she would fit in the category. Like, if we're going over the last 10 years, I feel like she really has had her most impactful moments the past 5. So I'd actually put her, she's on the list in my mind, but I would have put her at like number, where did we put Jelly Roll? 7. I would have put her at 6 and then move everyone forward. So move Garth to 5, Jason to 4. Yeah.
You would put Lainey ahead of Carrie, though, still.
Yeah. Because I would.
Lainey is the highest ranking female on this list. To your point, I often struggle with Lainey Wilson a little bit because it does seem like her biggest success came on so quickly. Like, out of nowhere, she hit that Entertainer of the Year. And then there was another one, and I think she's won like 3 total now, and she probably only has, 6 to 10 hit songs? It seems like before, artists needed to have more before they got some of those bigger awards. But I just don't have a case for, like, what she hasn't done. Like, she is the epitome of work your butt off and have success. And that is so important that we still have that in country music. Like, you can't just be a TikTok star and have, like, a cute video and have a career. Like, she shows if you do it the old-fashioned way, it still works.
And I think, too, what she's really proven, in a lot of these, I'm like a Jelly Roll, and I think she's just well-received. You know, anytime we've interacted with her and we love her, but I think what's also cool is to hear just like fans, but also other people in the industry to say who you interact with Lainey is who she is, and that she's really kind, and I do think that also goes a long way, like genuine kindness.
100%. There's a sense of humility, I think, for a lot of the artists on this list, and including this next one. But that goes a long way in country music in terms of helping you have success.
Oh, Sherry says that she deserves that to be higher on the list. Sherry, where do we put her at 3, 2, 1? Where are we putting her? Or you're saying she deserves to? Anyways, okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah. Where is my button for number 3 here?
Just the anticipation is killing us.
Oh, here it is. Ready?
Number 3.
Long neck eyes, cold beer, never broke my heart.
Luke Combs, number 3. I get this one.
This one's not hard to get.
Yeah, I get this one. Especially he's had, what, 34 singles be certified by the RIAA, right? I think so. Something
like that. Yeah, I mean, he has 4 diamond. I mean, he has all the credentials.
Yeah.
CMA Entertainment, all the bona fides he has. He's probably, to me, like the anchor of like the last decade of country music. You could always count on Luke Combs.
Okay.
There's been trends, but over the last 10 years, Luke Combs has just been steady as a rock. But still, sometimes you get that steady symbol and you get labeled as boring. He hasn't been boring. Like, he's been pretty interesting, and his songs still work.
I have no qualms. No qualms about Luke. I feel great about 3.
You know, I left him off of the top 25 most important artists of the last 25 years list. And I think if I had to redo that list, I would include him.
Who would you have swapped out? If you had to trade one out.
I put Jamie Johnson on that list, and I might have overshot a little bit with Jamie Johnson. Like, is Jamie Johnson one of the most important artists of the last 25 years? I don't know for sure. Great songwriter, has had some huge hits, a couple of radio hits, and has just been a really important traditional artist, but yeah, I don't know if he's more important than Luke Combs. I was in a mood, I guess. I got a wild hair.
I cannot believe we're... Oh, what? Yeah, go for it.
Quick word about how we kind of figured this out. This is kind of an ongoing Taste of Country staff discussion. And we listen to what we're seeing on social media as well and feedback, but this isn't just my opinion alone. We kind of have these collective conversations and take it from there.
Gosh, we're down to the final 2.
Yeah, so after number 2, let's talk about the artists who didn't make the list, and then we'll reveal number 1.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Absolutely.
All right. I think a lot of people think this guy should be number 1.
Number 2.
I've wasted on you all of this time and all of this money.
Number 2, the one and only Morgan Wallen. This one does not surprise me. I am surprised, to your point, that he's number 2. I'm trying to decide why I wouldn't be surprised.
Almost the same. Like, what's the block? There's a skepticism in me about Morgan Wallen's impact, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. It just doesn't quite seem as solid as who is going to end up being this number 1 artist. Like, the number 1 artist is like another one of those anchors, or as Morgan feels like he's having a great 5 or 6 or 7 years, but I'm not sure about a full 10. I think
Morgan Wallen is a little bit of a flight risk for me in like life. I mean, not life on a personal end, but just like, will his music continue?
Yeah, he's a good time, but he's not like a boyfriend you bring home or a husband. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just swap it out the other way. I don't know, but you can't argue with like his bona fides, right? Like, no one is a bigger streaming artist. He's selling out stadiums. He finally won an Entertainer of the Year, and I think he probably would have won an Entertainer of the Year several years ago if not for some of his personal life problems. But and that bad boy image, I think, kind of really works for him. I don't know how great the music is, like how the music's going to hold up over the next 10 years. Like, this last album wasn't as strong as the previous ones, and now a lot of his songs are kind of in that same sort of groove. He's not surprising me any longer.
I agree.
With new songs.
Hot take, his latest album, I'm the Problem, I skipped a lot of the songs. I do. There are like 4 that I'm obsessed with, but some of them I was like, wait, this kind of sounds, I don't think we needed, 37 songs?
Yeah.
Like, that actually might not have done him a justice.
there were some that should have been cut. I thought the Keith Whitley interpolation, Miami, wasn't a good choice.
Yeah.
That one should have been cut, but a lot of really good ones to sort of balance it out. Okay, so in terms of who's not on this list, is there anybody that I haven't mentioned so far that you're kind of surprised
I've got
to see not
3.
make it?
I've got 3. Well, my third one I'm actually not sure I'm as passionate about. Okay, 1, Miranda Lambert. 2, Kenny Chesney. 3, but I could is Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw's I'm kind of waffling on my choice there, but for sure Kenny and Miranda. Why?
And Keith Urban, I think, probably lumps in that same category of sort of like artists that like were really big the first 15 years of this century, but like the last 10 years have been sort of overtaken by some of these newcomers, in my mind.
Do you think with Miranda though, Keith, I kind of see like he does put out a single every now and then, but like that one I am seeing. But like Kenny, well, I feel like Kenny has a whole Las Vegas residency right now.
I came closest to including Miranda.
Okay, because
I
she's
will
still
say
putting
that.
out music, and yeah,
She is, but in the last 4 years or so has been pretty slow for her. Her albums have been solid, but she hasn't had singles, and yeah, I don't know. This is the debate, right? Like, if you're gonna now, so here's the thing: if you're gonna say, like, I see people saying yes on Keith, yes on Miranda, who's not making this list? And quickly to run down the top 10 again: 10 Eric Church, 9 Zach Bryant, 8 Carrie Underwood, 7 Jelly Roll, 6 Garth Brooks, 5 Jason Aldean, 4 Lainey Wilson, 3 Luke Combs, and 2 Morgan Wallen. Like, who's not on this list? That's the big question, right? You have to be able to answer that if you're going to add someone to it, because it's just a top 10 list.
Wait, so why not Keith? I mean, sorry, why not Tim McGraw?
Can I answer with a head tilt? I don't know if I can verbalize a great why not Tim McGraw answer.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just sort of been like it has been less consistent over the last 10 years. He hasn't played huge venues. He certainly hasn't won any awards. He's been big in some other ways on screen and stuff, but like just hasn't been like a top 10 artist for me. Thomas Rhett, same. Thomas Rhett, I think, probably would be closer to me than Tim McGraw. He was the hot artist for a while there. I know you're cringing, but he was the it artist. We got a lot of traffic off Thomas Rhett, that's for sure.
We did, and his family. Okay.
Okay, comment below. Keep those coming. Yeah, go ahead. What are people saying?
Oliver Anthony.
Little soon.
Little soon. We don't know where he's headed quite yet. We need some. He's not. Yeah. He's not going to award shows.
No.
Or invited.
Yeah. He needs a second or third big hit plus a stadium tour or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thomas Rhett, yes. It's only 10 artists, Sherry. It's only 10 artists.
Sherry, I feel you. I want everyone to be included.
You ready?
Yes. Number 1.
Number 1.
Can be my 4-leaf clover, starting over.
No surprise here. Number 1, Chris Stapleton. Genuinely, I'm not surprised by this one. And to your point, like if we're choosing him over Morgan Wallen, there's so much consistency with Chris Stapleton. You know what you're getting, and it's good.
He's a rock. He's an absolute rock. And he killed Broke Country, which was just sort of slayed that dragon in a matter of like 6 minutes on ABC television. And that was a wonderful day for country music. Great songwriter, great live entertainer, doesn't do anything flashy, doesn't play the social media game or the streaming game. The Traveler album has been within like the top 10 of like the hot country albums since its release. Like this is going on like 500 straight weeks. Like it is better than like almost every contemporary album you can think of, save Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryant's had a few better, but like it's people do not quit this album. Like there's no other comparison to what Chris Stapleton has done.
Fun fact, and this has nothing to do with this list, but apparently he frequents, before it got torn down a few months ago, he frequents the Starbucks by me.
Is that right? Did you ever see him?
No, my roommate did. He was very unassuming, but Chris Stapleton did not strike me as a Starbucks fan. he struck me as like a hole in the wall coffee place here in Nashville.
No, I'll tell you why I know he's a Starbucks guy.
Why?
He's got 5 kids. Anybody with 5 kids, especially young kids, you're getting the Ventes, right?
Okay.
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if he is like a triple foam, extra espresso, Joe Galate, like
caramel macchiato, man.
Yeah, like I would expect him to take it pretty straight, maybe with a little bit of cream. But yeah, 100% he's sucking down caffeine.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
Well, y'all, okay, now that we have, should I go through, Billy? All 10?
Yeah, run down the top 10 one more time here for everybody, and then we'll talk about what's coming up and when we're going to do it again.
Alrighty, number 10, Eric Church. 9, Zach Bryan. 8, Carrie Underwood. 7, Jelly Roll. 6, Garth Brooks. 5, Jason Aldean. 4, Lainey Wilson. 3, Luke Combs. 2, Morgan Wallen. And number 1, Chris Stapleton.
And a big thanks to everybody who found us on this chat here. I know we had a different video sort of identified to go live with this, and then we had to kind of pivot because of some technological issues. But really appreciate you hanging out with us here and getting some good feedback. So I would love to do this every week or two. We'll introduce new lists this way. The conversational lists, you know what I mean? Not the lists that are just like songs about beer. Like, that's kind of fun. But like when we can get a good conversation going, and by all means, feel free to argue, yell at me, and tell me I'm an idiot, because that's kind of what makes this fun, right? These are sort of like bar conversations.
I mean, we don't have to yell and tell you that you're an idiot, but we can kindly disagree.
Kindly remind me I'm an idiot. Sherry says maybe we need a top 20. Fair, Sherry.
Or maybe we can do like a top 10 part 2. Like, you know, the next, well, anyways,
Okay.
we can like separate them. Like, here's the top 10, and then from 11 through 20.
Fair. Thank you, Addison. This was fun.
This was fun. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in.
Appreciate it.